As Coolio used to say at the start of Keenan and Cal's theme song, "Oh, here goes." Welcome to the 10th episode of Throwback Hoops. And as always, I'm joined by my main man, Robbie Clayton. Can you believe we're already up to 10 episodes, RC?
What's up, Woods? Good to be back, mate. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mini milestone, isn't it, I guess, to get to that episode number 10. So, yeah, it's we're absolutely loving doing it, right? It's it seems to come across very quickly every week that we do it, but, yeah, having a blast.
Man, my favorite time of the week, bro. You said it. So, look, I'll just quickly get into where you can find us. So if you want to watch the video version of the show, just jump on YouTube. And if you want to listen to the audio version, wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcast, and we're actually on Amazon Podcast now. So please hit the subscribe button. We enjoy everyone. We appreciate everyone supporting us so far, and please continue to do so. It means a lot to us. So absolutely. Look, we got a big show coming up this week, Robbie, and as always, we're going to showcase our jerseys. This is Throwback Hoops, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to get into some Hawks talk. We're going to get into some NBA headlines. And I'm so excited, man. Just a few hours away, the NBL season starts. And we're going to give our thoughts and predictions on round one of the NBL. And also open up another pack of classic NBA cards. I've got actually the 94-95 SkyBox Premium Edition today, Robbie. Just going to change it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah, very good.
So you ready to kick things off, my man?
Let's do it, bro.
All right. So tell me what you got, man. Who you rocking today?
Yeah, sure. So, look, I thought it was fitting. I mean, look, obviously, you know how much I love a certain legend that played for the Mavericks, but I haven't really sort of talked about him much in these 10 episodes so far. So, look, I'm talking about none other than Dirk Nowitzki. So I guess just a little bit about Dirk before I show the jersey. So, look, with Dirk, he's actually got the record of the most amount of years with one team. So 21 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, which is pretty amazing. Who's second on that list, Woods?
Vince Carter?
No, Kobe Bryant. So it's with the same team. So, yeah, 21.
Oh, same
21
team.
for Dirk,
team.
20 for Kobe, and then I think you've got like Stockton and a few people like that a little bit further back.
Malone maybe up there somewhere.
Yeah, although he ruined that and went to the Lakers and tried to chase a ring, didn't he? But So yeah, for Dirk, he was the MVP in 2007. He won the championship and finals MVP in 2011. 14-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA player, and of course he was recently named on that NBA 75th anniversary team. Interesting as well, he's still sixth on the all-time scoring list there, Woods. That's pretty good company that he's around there, right? I think he's around sort of Michael Jordan and sort of another couple of other legends there. So perhaps people don't sort of think of his name when they think of the all-time greats, but I think they need to, right? So look, I'll just with the sort of the jerseys I've got this week, you can see hanging in the background, I've got the Mitchell and Ness jersey. I know you like those Mitchell and Ness jerseys, Wood, so I don't have a lot of those ones. So that's the Dallas Mitchell and Ness from 1998-99. Look, I'll just show you the one I'm rocking today as well.
So for the listeners who can't see, Robbie's got Adidas green Dallas Mavericks Dirk Nowitzki jersey. Absolute classic there, Robbie.
It's a nice one. And just one other thing, I've got a lot of Dirk memorabilia, Wood, so I thought I wouldn't show it all off today because I've got another two jerseys I can wear another episode and some more stuff to show. But I thought I'd maybe just show this one. It's a Dirk Nowitzki draft day bobblehead. So you can see Dirk looking there. He's got his pretty cool earring on the side. So, yeah, he's holding up that draft day jersey there. So
what a draft that was as well.
It was a great draft, wasn't it? Yeah.
And who's that in the background there, man, for the people who
So there's a bit of Dirk in the background. I'll hold that up as well without taking out the headphones. So we've got a bit of Dirk there as well, one of the bleacher creatures, which I've got quite a few of there as well, right? So, yeah.
And with Dirk, I mean, you talk about Dražen Petrovic and Šarūnas Maršalionis, a lot of those European guys that came through in the early 90s and paved the way for others. Dirk was part of that next phase of Europeans that came through and really revolutionized, the way Europeans came and made a mark for themselves in the NBA, right?
Yeah, you know what, Woods? I'm not going to say that Dirk's the greatest European. Oh, wait, sorry, I lied. He's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly, man. You said it. I like that one a lot, man. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. What about yourself? It's looking like a nice old school Nuggets there. What are you rocking this week?
Indeed. Yes, so let me just stand up here. I got a Dikembe Mutombo jersey.
Very nice. So Woody's standing up for the people listening to the podcast with the old school Denver Nuggets road number 55 Dikembe Mutombo jersey. That's a classic there, that one, Woods. I'm liking that Denver Nuggets jersey. No, right?
No. I mean, Mount Mutombo, what can I say? Hailing from the Democratic Republic of Congo, the finger wag became synonymous with him. And I'll just go through a few of his accolades. I mean, this is ridiculous. 8-time NBA All-Star, All-NBA second team selection, 2-time All-NBA third team, 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time All-NBA Defensive first team, 3-time NBA Defensive second team, NBA All-Rookie first team, 2-time rebounding leader. That's what people forget. Great rebounder he was.
Yep.
And 3 times block leader. And he's a well-known humanitarian as well. Mutombo started the Dikembe Mutombo Foundation to improve living conditions in his native, the DROC. And in honor of his humanitarianism, actually, Mutombo was invited by President George W. Bush in 2007 to the State of the Union address. And he was referred to as the son of Congo by the president in his speech. That's a huge accolade, right, Robbie?
That's very cool, isn't it? Yeah, you're right with sort of the off the court sort of stuff that he did. He's just an absolute champion for doing that sort of stuff. And of course, he's a former Atlanta Hawk as well, Woods.
I was about to say that, man. And, he served our Atlanta Hawks with distinction. He may be one of the greatest defensive players in the history of basketball, but what he's done off the court is just incredible. So just a good human being, right?
Yep, spot on. Almost a slightly underrated, right? When you read out that resume there, I feel like we don't sort of hear his name enough in sort of those great sort of center debates, mainly because his offense wasn't sort of a standout there. But, what he lacked on offense, he certainly made up for on defense, didn't he?
Word, man. 100% agree. All right, well, two great jerseys and two different big men today,
two
right?
Legends,
so, one on the offensive end, one on the defensive end, let's say, right? Okay, so let's kick it off with Hawks talk today. I know we normally leave Hawks talk to the end, Robbie, but I thought let's kick things off with our Hawks talk, right? So at the time of recording, Friday, 3rd of December, our Hawks are sitting at 7th in the East with a 12-10 record. And although we've picked things up and we're looking good, we've been hit by the injury bug a little, haven't we, Robbie?
We have, yeah. I mean, look, we are playing well, like you said. They've won 8 out of the last 10 games, which is obviously very much needed after that losing streak we got on earlier in the year. But yeah, obviously the injuries haven't come at a good sort of point of the season. Obviously Bogdanovic is out for a few weeks. We know Hunter's out for a few months, and now Reddish is out. I don't think his injuries sort of
he's day to day.
It's too long term, exactly. But look, we have spoken about this before. We've got the depth to cover this. We showed it last year with all the sort of injuries we had and people sort of stepping up there. So yeah, I think it's going to probably be a bit of a testing time just to sort of get through these next few weeks while we've got some guys out there. But yeah, how have you sort of seen our last few games and everything there, Woods?
Yeah, it's been good. I think we were 7-9, if I'm not mistaken, Robbie. Right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so I mean, to have a 12-10 record now, if my maths is right, we've won 5 of our last 6, right? So and sitting at 7th in the East is good, and I think I spoke last week. Trace figured it out a little bit, the way the game's being officiated. And as you said, we've got that depth, and it's going to give opportunities for, Kevin Huerter, who we spoke about, who was struggling at the start of the season. He's really started to get it together, right?
Yeah, he was great in the last game, Huerter, very efficient as well. And look, just going back to Trey as well there, he's 5 games in a row over 30 points. He was the Eastern Conference Player of the Week as well, I think, last week. So he's really looking confident and very efficient as well. If you look at his shooting percentages over these last sort of 5 or 6 games, it's where we want Trey to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what about in terms of sort of guys coming back or people that are going to sort of step up in this time? Who are you sort of thinking? I
mean, Daniele Gallinari, the veteran, right? He's been around the blocks. He started off the season injured, but he's starting to get it together a little bit more lately, and he's going to be asked to step up and play bigger minutes. And then our boy Timothy Lawawu Cabarro, man.
I was so hoping you were going to say his name. That's great. Yeah. No, he played big minutes in that last game, didn't he? He started against the Pacers there, and he was, playing around 30 minutes there. And look, he's a pretty solid player, isn't he? We've known he's a pretty good defensive player. He's quite sort of athletic and everything like that. So look, it's not a massive, sort of downgrade to see him there. And look, I've actually liked the way that, obviously, Sweet Lou and Darrell Ryder sort of stepped up as well. They were both really good in the last game. Yeah, so happy to see both those guys. And I'm not sure if you heard him mention in the coverage of that game that big man Onyeka Okongwu is actually ahead of schedule from his shoulder surgery there. So he could be back sooner rather than later. So I know myself plus another little fan in my house will be happy to see him back. But
I was going to say, Emily, your daughter.
That's huge to have him back. I mean, everyone will remember how good Okongwu was in some of those finals games last year. He's a great defensive player, an undersized big man, but he's exactly what we sort of need there. So yeah, I think it's looking all right for us, mate.
I agree. So let's maybe, thanks for that, Robbie. Let's maybe move on to a little bit of the NBA headlines that are going on around the league at the moment. I got to mention the Phoenix Suns.
You have to start with them, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've won 18 in a row at the time of recording, Friday, December 3rd. They just beat the Pistons about an hour ago, and they didn't lose a single game in all of November. No one actually gave them the credit as legitimate finalists last year. They said it was a fluke. They didn't deserve to be there. Almost everyone slept on them this year, saying they couldn't repeat what they did last year. I had them as fourth, and you had them to finish third in the West.
Yeah.
Are you surprised by how damn good they've been, Robbie, or what?
I've got to say, I am pretty surprised. I mean, look, this 18-game win streak, we're talking nearly a quarter of a season there. I mean, that's quite remarkable. I actually read a pretty funny stat the other day that Bridges and Ayton in their rookie season, do you know how many games the Suns won that year, Woods? 19.
Yeah.
So basically that whole season they won 19. They're now on an 18-game winning streak, and we're in the first week of December there. So, yeah, look, I'd probably say they have surprised me a little bit. Probably the team's fairly similar to the team that was sort of playing in the finals last year. I know they've had a couple of new additions, which I think you're probably going to touch on soon.
Yeah, they kept most of their nucleus together, as you alluded to, but adding Landry Shamet and JaVale McGee has been great for them. When Ayton went down recently, Kaminsky and McGee, they really stepped up to keep that winning streak going.
Definitely.
So, I mean, great additions, those guys.
JaVale McGee's sort of become from a bit of a punchline in people's jokes over the years from when he started with Washington back in the day to being a really sort of essential part of a team there. And I think he's sort of that backup center that a lot of teams would sort of be really wanting to have on that roster there. Look, I think the same with Shamet. He's probably known as a bit of a 3-and-D player there. You're not going to get consistency from him all the time, but yeah, he's definitely shored up that bench there and been good. So yeah, 18 in a row, right? And I believe they've got a pretty big game tomorrow. Is it against a rematch against Golden State? So that's going to actually be on Golden State's home court. So interesting. You reckon the streak continues, or does it end at 18?
I think it ends at 18, man. I think it ends at 18.
I'm thinking the same.
Because Golden State, they'll want to get back for what happened a couple of days ago, and being back in front of their home crowd. I'm going to give Golden State the slight edge there, but I'm sleeping on the Suns again, man.
We're not giving them any credit again, are we?
Right. Yeah. So I think if we were going to change our predictions for our rankings for the top 8, that the Suns would be a little bit higher if we were able to redo that, right?
Yeah, they'd certainly be above the Lakers, that's for sure.
Definitely. Look, just moving on. Thanks for that, Robbie. There's one thing I really want to talk about, right? And that's Kemba Walker. You know how much I love him,
I know this is going to sadden you to say what you're about to say here, Woods.
This is my guy, man. Yeah, he's in Tom Thibodeau's doghouse, and he's completely out of the Knicks rotation. So I'm just going to give you a quote from Tibbs, right? And you can tell me what your thoughts are. So Tibbs said, "It's a tough decision to make, but you always have to do what you think is best for the team." Thibodeau said after practice Monday in explaining his decision, "I view Kemba as a starter, and so it'll be tough to play 3 small guards together. I gave it consideration, and I've got great respect for who Kemba is as a person and all he's accomplished in this league, but I have to do what's best for the team."
I think it's fair enough, isn't it, what Tibbs is saying there? Obviously it hasn't really worked, has it? You're right. They do have some quite sort of, quite a small backcourt there. You sort of can't have Quickly, Rose, and Kemba sort of all playing those similar positions there. And look, Kemba's never been known as a defensive specialist either, let's face it. And with the way his knees are, he's clearly lost a lot of speed there. But
sad to see.
What would you like to see happen with him, Woods? Do you reckon, maybe, I don't know, is there a potential buyout? Could he go to a veteran team and maybe play a lesser but more important type role? What do you reckon there?
I mean, looking back on him leaving OKC, I think him being in that OKC locker room and helping those young guys along, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a local product, Josh Giddey, he would have been more value there. So for me, I think let him go to a developing team, a young team that's probably not going to make the playoffs, and he can contribute, playing some minutes off the bench and being a locker room guy that's going to be a positive influence on those guys, right? Going to a contender right now, I'm not sure that he has too much left in the tank to contribute there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think his most value might be at a developing team where he can be that old head.
That's a good call. I mean, obviously the decline does seem to be happening fast. I mean, do you think if he was still with OKC, they would have lost by 73 points today, Woods? Or he might have helped that?
God.
I mean, honestly, we could devote a whole show to that. That's the most outrageous NBA score I've ever seen. If anyone hasn't checked it out, check out the box score of that game. 73 points and the largest winning margin ever.
With Ja Morant out for Memphis
exactly
as well.
Right, exactly.
Right?
I know like OKC had Giddey and SGA out, but Memphis didn't have their all-star out or their best player, so yeah, that's crazy.
Look, just a few stats to back up what Thibodeau said. As much as it pains me to say this, it pains me, guys. Let me tell you. Currently, the Knicks have the best defense in the league when Walker is on the bench, but ranked dead last when he's on the floor. All right? And also, the Knicks rank 27th in offense when Walker is playing and 9th when he's off it. So, we talked about the fact that defense isn't his thing, but he's not really helping the offensive side of things. And here's a punchline for you, man. A stat for you. All right? Hear this, man. The Knicks starting five, okay, of Kemba, Evan Fournier, Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson have played the most minutes this season, out of any starting five. They're minus 78 in those minutes. They're the worst five-man lineup. And that lineup has the worst defensive rating in NBA history.
I was about to say 3 of those guys wouldn't even know what defense is. In
NBA history.
Mentioned. Yeah, and Mitchell Robinson obviously does, but he doesn't do much else. So, yeah, that's pretty damning stat, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really sad to see, and I understand why Tibbs is doing it, but I really, really hope that there's something left in Kemba's tank. Maybe he recharges his batteries, takes some rest, and the knee gets a bit better, but... Yeah. We could be seeing the end of Kemba Walker in the NBA very shortly. It's sad to say.
Right. It could be coming to an end soon, isn't it? So I know you'll be really sad to see that one, Woods. And look, I think it's a shame too. He's always come across as a good guy and a good teammate and everything as well. So it's a shame he couldn't have just sort of stayed in Charlotte, those years ago, and obviously got that max contract. I mean, he seemed to be that sort of special place for him there. It seems to have gone downhill a little bit since there, doesn't it? Yeah. I did have one thing to add, Woods. I know I wasn't sort of on the run sheet. We didn't talk about it, but our boy Paddy Mills getting that Australian Don Award today. Did you see about that?
I saw that.
That's a proud moment, right? So, for those that don't know, that's an award named after the late great Don Bradman. It can be given to either an individual or a team, and it was given to Paddy Mills for 2021 for, I guess, his contributions on and off the court there. So, look, just another real proud moment to sort of see that for Paddy, and absolute champion, isn't he?
Well deserved, Robbie, as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so I think thanks for that, Robbie. What I'd like to now do is move on to the NBL, and I spoke earlier in the show that this is the first week of games, my man.
Pumped.
So I'm really excited. I know you are. So just give me your thoughts on what to expect from week one and how excited you are. I'm just going to bring up the list of games for the first round while you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it's just great. I mean, there's so many storylines we've sort of covered over these last few weeks, isn't there? We've obviously got the new team playing in the first game tonight. We've got, some unbelievable next stars and some amazing imports that are sort of in the league this year. So, I mean, look, I'll probably say this every year, but I'm as excited about that this season as I may have ever been. And it's not
Likewise.
because I think Perth are going to trounce the field there. I think this is one of the more open sort of seasons you'll see. I think we sort of saw it, the NBL overtime guys are sort of saying as well. I mean, this season, it's so hard to try and, pick a winner. It was hard enough trying to nail down a top 4, wasn't it? But, to try and sort of, pick a favourite there. I mean, legitimately, I think there's 8 teams that could compete for those 4 spots. So, I mean, you wouldn't sort of normally say that in years gone past, would you?
No. Yeah, you wouldn't have said that. I think apart from Cairns and Tasmania, everyone's in with a chance. So, as you can see, I brought up the whole list of games for round 1, Robbie. So let's maybe just go through them one by one, give our predictions and our thoughts. There's a doubleheader starting tonight, which is really exciting. It starts off with Tasmania back in the league at MyState Bank Arena playing the Brisbane Bullets. What are your thoughts on the first game and your predictions?
Yeah, look, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's obviously quite a historic night with Tasmania coming back into the league. Obviously, albeit with a new sort of name this time, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tasmania... Look, I'll say first off, Woods, I have picked Brisbane for this game, but...
Likewise.
It would not surprise me to see Tasmania come out and sort of, the home crowd sort of, getting behind them and those imports that, we're expecting a lot of big things from to come firing. So, look, I'm going with Brisbane, but it would not surprise me at all to see Tasmania. But, yeah, what are you sort of thinking about that game?
Same, man. I got Brisbane, probably by... somewhere between 5 to 10 points, but it wouldn't surprise me if Tasmania come up with that energy from the home crowd and get the victory. But yeah, in terms of my prediction, I got Brisbane, right?
No, agreed.
All right, so let's move to the late game later tonight at 9:30, Sydney time. We got the Perth Wildcats and the Adelaide 36ers, and I might just kick it off here and tell you, I'm predicting Adelaide to win. Mitch Norton is out. Jeez. Mitch Norton is out. We got the Kevin White, Dusty Hannes showdown happening.
What have you been talking to Corey Homicide Williams again, Woods, or something? Or
Nah, but he's my guy. I agree. Yeah. I agree with what he says, man. I think Adelaide got this tonight, man. What about you?
I think Perth are going to come out in front of the Red Army tonight. Look, obviously we've got some new additions to the team. I guess the one thing that does concern me is we do have a little, some injury issues at the start of the season. I think, Corey Sherville's not healthy. We know Blanchfield's out for a while. And obviously the news came out this week that Mitch Norton will miss probably at least the first 5 weeks of the season. Yep. So it is really going to test the depth. I think we're probably going to have the 3 imports probably step up a little bit more than maybe expected there. But no, of course I'm going to pick Perth to win that one. What do you expect?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. All right, well, only one game tomorrow, Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. I got the day off cricket, man. We got a bye, so nice. We'll be able to just relax at home and watch the game tomorrow night. Southeast Melbourne versus the New Zealand Breakers.
That should be a cracker game, shouldn't it? That one.
Yeah, I mean, New Zealand's been decimated by COVID, man. They've got a few guys out because of the league protocol and whatnot. And, the NBL is not great at giving us updates on injuries and people that are out. So I'm not really sure how it's affected the Breakers. But I kind of took Jeremiah Martin out of my fantasy team, and I changed my tip, which was initially the New Zealand Breakers, to Southeast Melbourne to take this game. Yeah, so I got Southeast Melbourne.
Yeah, look, I'm the same. I've gone Southeast Melbourne. Look, obviously a big return for Yanni Wetzel playing against his old team there. And look, as we've sort of mentioned about Southeast, they do have a lot of the guys returning from last season there. So I think this is this game of the round? It's got to be close, right? If it's not that, it's Sydney Melbourne maybe. But yeah, really looking forward to it. I think Southeast will get the business in a close one.
Yeah, I'm not sure Jochi is going to be able to play. He's gone and represented China in international competition, and he's just come back. So he might miss the first 1 or 2 games. So your MVP for the league may not actually get to make his debut on Saturday night.
Good call, yeah.
All right, so let's move on. We got a triple header on Sunday. I'm so excited, man.
Definitely.
All right, so we kick things off with Adelaide and Illawarra. And this is probably the hardest game to pick, actually, right?
Yeah.
Adelaide, obviously won the Blitz and were really impressive in preseason. But we can't look too much into preseason, in my opinion. And I think Illawarra will take this. I think having Diop Reith and, on the back of having such a great season last year, Illawarra will go into Adelaide at the Entertainment Centre and get the W. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's a good call, Woods. Look, I agree. That was sort of probably the hardest game for me to sort of predict for this weekend. Yeah, I mean, look, it might be one of those ones if Adelaide comes out tonight and look like they're great guns, it might be one where potentially think about changing my tip there. But look, I think I agree with what you said. I think the Hawks, obviously with that very deep team they've got and under the, the veteran coach. So we've obviously got the veteran coach against the rookie coach in this game as well, which will be sort of an interesting thing to see, won't it? But yeah,
actually, the veteran coach coached the rookie coach.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, it's a small world, isn't it? But yeah, I'll go with Illawarra for that one as well.
And to all the audience, Robbie and I have engaged in a little tipping comp to see, who's going to win at the end of the season, right, Robbie?
It's actually looking like we might be picking the same games for every game in round one, which is a bit of a surprise. No, actually, you picked Adelaide, didn't you? Of course.
Yeah.
Right, so that might be the one difference. That's even extra reason for me to cheer home the Cats tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And what, you can change your tips mid-round, right?
You can change it, as long as the game hasn't started. So, yeah, if you hear sort of late injury news or, if a team surprises you or something like that, you can definitely go in and edit those tips. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be at the game on Sunday, man. Sydney versus Melbourne. Really, really excited. You know who I got as my tip. Obviously, the Kings are going to catch up with Coach Hesh. Reached out to Cam Luke from NBL Overtime and maybe catch up with him for a beer before the game.
Nice.
But I'm really excited to see our Sydney Kings with our full squad.
I was going to ask you about that, Woods, because they had a few missing in the Blitz, didn't they? So you are expecting sort of the full team to be there this week?
Except Jordan Hunter, who's probably a few weeks away.
Yeah.
But I think everyone else is going to be available to play, including the Maker brothers and RJ Hunter, which is going to be great to see him in full flow. I'm also obviously excited to see Brad Newley come back to his original home, man, because coming back from Europe and whatnot, Sydney Kings has been his home for a while now. So I think he'll get a warm welcome back to Sydney, and obviously Matthew Dellavedova making his NBL debut, right?
It is. It's a big one, sort of. Yeah, I wish I could sort of go and join you for that one. Unfortunately, I can't. It'll be great to see Delhi, but look, obviously, pretty bad news for Melbourne in the week, announcing that Golding would miss this game as well.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's probably happy for you as a Sydney fan not to watch.
Definitely happy for me,
burning on those 3-point shots. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to see that Sydney roster. I think they could be quite a fast tempo team and be sort of quite exciting. So look for them to sort of feature on plenty of highlight reels this season, I think.
Hey, any word on Golding's injury, man? How long is he going to be out for?
I'm not too sure. I think it was maybe saying a week or two, but I think it was early sort of days there, so I'm not 100% sure. They may be, being a little bit cautious being at the start of the season as well. But I guess you can't take any chances with someone like him. I mean, he's the absolute Ferrari of their team, isn't he? So you've got to sort of just ease him back into it if he's got any slight concerns. But I mean, look, maybe Delhi will sort of step up more on the offensive end. We know what we're going to get from him, defensively. But maybe Delhi might need to score 20 points in a game like this, right?
Maybe more shots for Joel Lualachul.
Oh yeah, how many will he get up?
Right. All right. And on the Uber on the way home from the game, I am going to be watching on KO Sports on my phone, Perth Wildcats versus Cairns Taipans, man.
Nice.
And as much as I love my Taipans, I'm looking forward to watching them, make their season opener, play their season opener. I got your Wildcats, man. I got it.
Definitely Perth for me. Look, I was kind of thinking a little bit today with obviously the bad news we've had with sort of the increase of the COVID stuff this week. I'm not quite sure what will happen with the Wildcats there. I mean, they could potentially be in a situation like New Zealand where they're potentially not able to get back home, or the Premier over there might not let sort of the other teams get in there. So we'll obviously have to watch this space, what happens there. But I know the NBL is obviously, they know that they may need to sort of adjust the schedule depending on sort of what's happening with the COVID situation there. But yeah, keep your eye on that one. But yeah, I think Perth will be pretty I'd say pretty comfortable in this game.
Yeah, I agree. All right, really excited, man. Looking forward to everything kicking off.
Can't wait.
Now, I guess let's move on to my favorite section of the show. Back. What's my favorite section, Robbie?
Of course, it's the classic packs, right? I know you're loving this.
And today, guys, I've got the 94-95 SkyBox Premium. All right,
premium. I like that.
And I might as well tell the audience that my co-host Robbie Clayton over here is saying, Woody, man, you got to open the pack on the screen, etc.
Well, right? You know what, Woods? I actually had someone say to me, "Oh, is he just like pulling those cards out of an open pack?" And I'm like, "No, this is a brand new sealed packet. We don't know what."
Someone said that to you.
Someone did say that to me. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Whoever said that. Worry, yeah. All right. Look, because these packs are not easy to open, man. Look.
Thank God they don't have the bubble gum in them like back in the day. That would ruin one of the cards, right?
I'm finding it hard to open this pack.
Well, it's been sealed for what? 27 years or something now, right?
Keep talking, Robbie. I'm finding this.
Well, I'm actually keen to see these. I kind of remember the earlier SkyBox cards, but
got them.
This premium set, I'm actually interested to see what these look like. So I'm looking forward to have a trip down memory lane again, Woods.
All right, let's do this, right? So I'm going to start off with one that they're sticking together. They're so all right. And this guy is synonymous for the shot.
Oh, yeah. A bit of Craig Elo.
They're sticking together, man.
That's a Hawks card, too.
Got a Hawks card?
Yeah. Yeah, Craig Elo. Of course, a lot of people remember him with the Cavs, with, of course, the shot when Jordan seemingly sort of jumped over him to make that shot in Cleveland. But, yeah, Craig Elo, he had a pretty good career. I always like the way he went about things there.
Likewise. This guy right here does not need any introduction. Latrell Sprewell.
Nice. That's a very good card, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, how exciting was he to watch back in those days? As a rookie with Golden State and then sort of, playing, with the Knicks and some other teams in his career. But, yeah, you got to love Spree.
I don't know if you saw him sitting courtside at a Knicks game with his braids looking fly.
Was he sitting with Charles Oakley Woods, or was he sitting with someone else? No, it wasn't Oakley, right?
Else.
He's not allowed back there. Yeah.
No, he's not allowed back there. But yeah, excitement machine. I think this year, 94-95 was the year after Chris Webber got sent to the Bullets.
Yep.
Right?
Sounds about right.
I think he played that first season, 93-94 rookie season with Golden State before getting.
I guess one thing we'll say about Sprewell as well, Woods, when he played, he wasn't a choker, was he?
He wasn't a choker at all. only in training.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Ask PJ Kalissimo. All right. This is one that I've actually got stumped here. Harold Ellis.
Oh, from the Clippers.
Of
course I remember Harold Ellis. Yeah, definitely. He was a bit of a swingman sort of a player. He didn't have a long career. I think he might have been a bit of a journeyman that sort of came up through the CBA. But yeah, definitely remember Harold Ellis. I'm picturing that jersey and wearing that now, the number 30.
And we got this guy's card. One of the greatest shooters of all time.
We got his card in an earlier pack, didn't we, the other week?
Reggie Miller.
Yeah. It's a random looking card, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Show me the back of those cards, Woods. What do they look like on the back? They have another picture? Or? Oh, okay, yep. Yeah, they're starting to look a bit more familiar now.
Yeah, I remember.
They're different than those early SkyBox. Early SkyBox had all those sort of artwork and sort of different colors and stuff, didn't they? These ones.
Oh, they did. They did indeed.
These are a bit different.
Oh, you're gonna love this. A Dynamic Duels Special Edition. Sean Bradley versus George Murasan card.
That's outstanding. The two massive guys, the 7'7" and the 7'6" guys together. That's a great card. Is there a picture of him on the back too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, outstanding.
And we're thinking of Sean Bradley. He's gone through some tough times lately. Robbie, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, exactly right. He has. Yeah, obviously we wish him all the best there. Yeah, he certainly has had a few sort of issues sort of going on there with his health and everything like that. So yeah, respect to Sean Bradley.
All right. Now we've got Cleveland Cavaliers legend, Chris Mills.
Ooh, nice. Bit of Mills. Yeah, I remember him from back in the day. Yep. Yeah, nice. Who did he go to college for, Woods? I can picture him playing college. Does it show those stats on the back of that?
Arizona.
That's right. Yeah. I remember that was the Jason Terry sort of teams and all that. That's why I remember that name.
All right. This guy's been in the news a little bit lately, Chicago Bulls, Horace Grant.
Nice. Yeah, he had a great career, Horace Grant. Sort of ended up getting another chip with the Lakers, I believe, didn't he, when he sort of went there? But I thought you were going to say Scottie Pippen for a second. Then I was going to pull another face. But no, I like Horace Grant.
Yeah, and really, really nice to see a family of Horace Grant ended up at the Sydney Kings not too long ago, right?
Yeah, well, look, Horace and Harvey, the two twins there, they seem to have siblings playing all over the world, don't they, those guys? So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love this one right here. Famous trade he was involved in. Houston Rockets legend Otis Thorpe.
Ooh, nice. He was in the Portland trade, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yep, for Clyde Drexler. Yeah, he was a great rebounder, Otis Thorpe. Really good rebounder.
And we talk about international players to make an impact in the NBA and changing the trend. We talked about Dirk Nowitzki wearing his jersey. Well, this man really did that. A friend of Magic Johnson's. I watched him live play in the early 90s. Vladi Diva.
Absolute legend, yeah. And of course, we know he was in that draft day trade to Charlotte for the rights that the Lakers ended up drafting Kobe Bryant with, right? So,
yep.
Yeah, love Vladi Divac. Look, obviously, everyone knew him as a bit of a flopper, and they made a bit of a joke about that. But he was ahead of his time with his passing ability, wasn't he? He was just a brilliant passer out of the center position there.
Yeah. And that documentary on ESPN with him, Drazen Petrovic and everything. Once We Were Brothers.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Brilliant documentary.
Very good.
For the young generation, if you haven't seen it, watch it. I strongly recommend it. It's an ESPN 30 for 30 documentary, right? Oh, I know you love this guy, pretty boy, DJ. Who is he?
Oh, big Ronnie Cycli.
Ronnie
nice.
Cycli.
Yeah, he's currently still DJing down in Miami, isn't he? The big fella there. But I remember he's sort of with Orlando as well, and obviously sort of with Miami there. But he was another sort of good player. He was actually a pretty decent passer.
Was he at Charlotte for a short while?
I'm not 100% sure. I definitely remember him with Orlando and Miami. You might be right on that one, though. But yeah, DJ Ronnie Cycli.
3D, baby. 3D.
Oh,
Dennis.
Now, Woods, that's one of my favorites. I've got that exact same jersey he's wearing there in one of my jersey cupboards. So, I love the 3-point shooters, and he was an amazing shooter. I mean, he was on those teams with, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson. So, yeah, he was a great player back in the day, and he's obviously still pretty relevant now, isn't he? Sort of, you see him on different sort of coverages on certain channels and everything like that. So, yeah, 3D.
Yeah, you were channeling Dennis Scott yesterday in a rec league game when you dropped a few. How many threes did you drop last night?
Was it 3 or 4? I don't even know.
I think it's 3 or 4, man. You were feeling it last night. You like my little teardrop floater.
It was good to get that win last night, right?
Yeah, great to get that win, brother. And finally, all right, we got this, and this ain't the singer. Don McLean.
Oh, wow. So it's not the American Pie, it's the other one, right?
Yes, it is.
Don McLean, that's a blast from the past, the big man there. I'm going to take a punt. Was he at Notre Dame? I could be completely wrong there, but why is that ringing a bell?
UCLA, baby.
UCLA, that's right. UCLA. Maybe it was the other Don McLean that went to Notre Dame. Yeah.
So nice, man. That SkyBox pack was pretty cool,
was a
right?
Good pack, yeah. It was actually sort of, I don't really remember that sort of pack. As I said, I remember the earlier SkyBox ones there, but yeah, some good cards there. Nice to get another Reggie Miller as well. That was good. And no checklist and no Chris Ford. So,
You want any of those cards, man?
I like that Sean Bradley and Murasan one. Give me that.
All right, that's yours, man.
And Dennis Scott, of course.
Yeah. Dennis Scott. All right, there's a few I got to give you, man. I got to give you. Yeah. You got to keep him in a safe place, right?
Sounds good.
All right. So great show this week, man. Really enjoyed it. Did you?
It was fun, mate. Yeah, like it was obviously good. Sort of, we've had a few guests the last few weeks, but it was nice just to sort of chop it up with the two of us this week. And
hell yeah, man!
I know I can speak for both of us to say we're so excited for the NBL to start tonight. Really looking forward to that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Can't wait. I just got to say, thanks for tuning in to everyone. As I mentioned at the start of the show, please subscribe to us. If you're watching the video on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast on audio, hit subscribe. Give us a nice comment or whatever. We can be followed on Twitter, which is at Throwbacks Hoops with an S. On Instagram, Throwback.hoops. You'll see all this stuff on the screen at the end of the show, or our Twitter down below if you're watching the video. But just letting you guys know. And if you want to email us, please send a question or whatever you have. If you have any queries, throwbackhoopspodcast@gmail.com, right? And we're going to have a mailbag episode coming up shortly, right, Robbie?
So, hey, Woods, I wanted to say as well, obviously, with the emails here, we have been getting almost a few requests with people saying, oh, have you got this jersey? Can you wear that jersey? Something else like that. So reach out to us. If you've got some random NBA player, whether it's, who knows, it could be Bison Dele, it could be some random player you haven't heard of for 30 years or something like that, let us know. And if we've got it, we'll give it a wear, right?
Absolutely, man. If we've got the jersey, I mean, there's a chance we will, right?
There's a good chance, yeah.
All right. In terms of TikTok, I've got a following there. It's Woody_V83. Thanks to all my TikTok followers for jumping onto the YouTube link and following the show. Really appreciate it. We've started to get things going with our Patreon. So it's www.patreon.com/throwbackhoops. If you like the podcast, please pledge your support to us. It's around $4 a month. It helps us with production, editing, and all the expenses associated with maintaining the podcast. We will also give all our Patreon members insight into some of the special guests and segments we'll be having on upcoming shows. And we'll have some special initiatives that we will have for our members, which we'll announce throughout the season. Maybe you want to tell everyone about the Throwback Hoops t-shirts, Robbie?
Exactly, yeah. We got a couple of Throwback Hoops t-shirts. We just ordered a couple just to see what they look like, and they've come across really well. So, yeah, we might have to sort of start adding a bit of merch eventually, right, Woods?
Yeah, we'll provide all our Patreon members with the Throwback Hoops t-shirt. So, and amongst other things which we'll announce. So, that's a pretty good segue for you, because I said there's going to be some nice guests, and we'll let Patreon members know. But why don't you let the whole world know? Why don't you let everyone know, RC, who we got coming up on the show over the coming weeks, months, etc.?
Absolutely, man. So, look, next week, we're really excited. Look, obviously, break the news now. We've got none other than Liam Santa Maria coming on the show. So, obviously, those all know, Liam was a former NBL player, and he's just a media personality all over ESPN at the moment. You can see him on NBL Overtime. You can see him commentating. He was on that NBL preview this week, Woods, and I know you watched as well. I thought that was really good. It had
brilliant.
Obviously Gazy and sort of Hooley and everything like that was sort of, breaking down the season and everything. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to obviously have Liam come on next week. And just a bit of a tease. We're still sort of just fine-tuning the details there, but we're going to have an absolute legend of Australian basketball. And I don't use that word lightly, Woods, when I say legend.
No, you don't.
I'm talking three-time Olympian and so many other accolades. So that's the only clue I'm going to give at this stage, but you'll just have to keep sort of, following us and tuning into the shows and the podcast every week. And, yeah, we can't wait to bring that special guest for you as well.
So how excited are you, man, to watch your Wildcats tonight?
I can't wait. I mean, look, we were sort of talking as well. I feel like there's so many nights now, Woods, I'm just searching through some random show on Netflix or something like that, and it's just watch it for half an hour. What is this crap that I'm watching here? So I can't wait for the games to be back on. And look, as you said, starting off with a doubleheader at the time of recording today, absolutely pumped for that. And what about yourself? You'll probably be going out to watch those games tonight, right?
Absolutely. So I'm going to catch up with Joseph Kaur, our good friend from the NBL podcast. He's never been out to Parramatta before, so I'm taking him out to Club Para. We're going to watch the doubleheader, chop it up, hang out together, and have a good night, man. So I'm really excited about that. More than anything else, though, I'm really excited on Sunday to go to the Kings season opener.
Yep.
And I know that you can't make it this Sunday, but we're going to go to the Hawks game together next week, aren't we?
Definitely. Looking forward to going to that. Yeah, I think it's a sort of a 5:30 game, Saturday week sort of thing with the Hawks and Kings. So that'll be great. And look, I think this week will be great as well. I mean, like we said, to be there for, Delhi's first game will be pretty sort of special to see that. So make sure you're in your best behaviour though, Woods. I'm looking forward to hear some stories about you and Joe going out tonight, but yeah, behave yourself, eh?
Yeah, I'll be good, man. I'll be good, man. And listen to the audience, whoever's listening or watching. I know a lot of people are NBA aficionados and fans, but support the game in this country, right? Support grassroots level basketball and support the NBL. We got the best. Our league's the best in the best space it's ever been, right, Robbie? And we got guys from Europe, we got imports from Canada. I mean, all eyes are on the NBL. It's a great product. So,
and the good thing as well, Woods, you can watch an NBL game in 2 hours as opposed to 5 hours, what an NBA game takes sometimes too, right?
And where can people watch their NBL games, Robbie?
Yes, obviously sort of KO Sports, and obviously every game is live on ESPN, and also Channel 10 Peach is showing, I think, maybe two or three games a weekend. But look, certainly if you've got ESPN there, every game live, and look, I know I'll be tuning into all the games this weekend.
Awesome, guys. Really appreciate everything that you guys do with supporting us, the audience, Robbie. I'm sure you feel the same way. Thanks to all the TBH army, Jeremy and Lala, all the guys that help us behind the scenes. Definitely. Robbie, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We couldn't do it without those guys, could we? So, yeah, appreciate all their support and can't wait to come back next week with our special guest, right?
Yep. Look forward to it, guys. Much love.
Thanks, guys. Peace out.